No, I
You what, Lori? Hello,
hello
guys.
everybody. Good
Good
evening.
night. Good evening, right? I think I always will confuse good night and good evening for the rest of my life because in Portuguese it's just the same. So, so today I am Raissa, and
I'm
this
Lori.
yeah,
Yes, I'm Lori.
and we are las Poliglotitas, pero Kevin no está acá, no sabemos por qué.
La Diva Queen.
La diva. Vamos, let's see if he will appear as the last time. Let's see. So today we're going talking about the bad and the good things of living alone. I love living alone, and I totally recommend to everyone, everybody. I think it's so great. And Lottie, I think you liked it when you lived, right? Alone in the past.
Yes, I love it. Actually, I when I decide to go out of my parents' house, it's because I found a job so far away, so it doesn't worth it to take the car and cross the city. So I decided to rent an apartment and or share an apartment, but it was my first time, so I didn't want to, because when you share an apartment with someone that you don't know, it's kind of complicated. So I decided to have this experience first, and then if I need, then I can, look for someone to share the apartment with me. So, but the thing is, um, the place was like almost into the woods, so very high. My friends used to say, "Are you moving or are you hiding?" Because it was really, really difficult even to get there. But I love it. It was one of the best things I did in my life until
And
now.
you spend how much time there?
I stayed there 1 year and 2 months. It was short time. I would like to stay more longer, but then I found another job next to my parents' house. Then I came back to home. So there is time for everything, and you just have to pay attention to the opportunities. Of course, if you live in the town, especially a big town, everything will be more expensive. But if you live like outside the town or nearby, will be, of course, cheaper. So, independence of your economic situation, just uh, you need to really understand and want to live alone and respect all the moments, the bad things and the good things that is living alone. Now we're going to talk about that. So I really
Yeah.
enjoy to live alone. And you, how you still live for how long? Long time, right?
In this house that I am now since 2018, I think, around 2 years. But when I was a teenage, I used to live alone because when my parents divorced, me and my brother, some a few time after, we began to live together, me and my brother and me. And then my brother lived and left, and will live. No, no, will went to live in Germany. So I stayed alone. I was around 17, and from my 17s to my 19s, I think I still stayed living alone. And then when I started my college, I shared with the other girls, or not just girls, but with other people. So I passed like 5 years sharing my house or apartment, and then I am back here to my hometown, and now I live alone for 2 years, since 2 years ago. And I really love, I really love. But let's see, when we share the house with other person, like in my example, for in my case, for example, I used to share it with other friends, and it was very it is complicated sometimes, but it is very funny all the times, because we can like watch a series together, talk about everything. We can have fun together, so it's great. It's very great, and I kind of feel I kind of miss that a little, but not that much. If I put in the balance the two, like if I need to choose, if I should choose, if I want to share or if I want to live alone, I prefer live alone, because I like to manage the things. It's one element that for me, it's important, manage the things in my house the way I like, do the things the way I like, put the things where I want they stay and everything. And I like to spend time with myself, so for me it's not a problem. But there is another side, right? And my biggest difficulty living alone is keeping the house clean. It's, for me, it's a challenge, because I love the house when it is clean, for sure, but I don't like the process to maintain it clean. So for me, it's a challenge. But I think if you have money to pay someone to do that, you know, it is. I think it's a good idea to pay someone to do that for you. I don't have at this time. And in the other hand, I think it's better. It's good when we do by ourselves, because it's not that big. It's not a big deal. You can manage and just do it, and yeah, and feel the satisfaction after doing it.
Hmm. But even if you pay someone to clean the house, of course, it's awesome when you have someone, right, to clean all the mess you did. But
Yes.
even though you have to keep something clean or organized, like basic things.
Now I'm seeing with my eyes
Uh,
a new person that is coming
It's
late,
me.
late, like
Okay,
usually.
so let's. I didn't was prepare. Okay, so wait, guys, wait.
no
Wait
problem.
nothing. Wait nothing. You are
Uh-huh.
late. Be
You are
prepared,
late.
like
Second
automatically.
time late.
No, but the time it was 6 o'clock. I remember. I remember.
Wherever. We are talking about the bad and the positive things of living alone. Did you already live alone once or not, or never?
Yes. When I was living in Caruaru, I lived alone for, but not alone. Alone. I was sharing apartment. So I don't know
It's
if
not
you
alone.
compare alone. For me, it's alone because I'm not with my family.
You used to talk with other people on your daily basis,
Mhm. It was a stranger in the beginning, so for me it
and
was alone.
then
And then I knew
it's not
the
living
people.
alone.
Okay, I never lived alone, so
So bye, adios.
bye.
How can we say au revoir? I don't believe it. How we say it
So
in French? Au
Au
revoir. Au
revoir.
revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
yeah, but you lived with someone else. I mean, you shared the apartment, but the feeling maybe you were living alone. For example, I knew a case that my with was my cousin. She used to work by the day. Her what is the name? Roommate
Roommate.
roommate used to work at night. So the sensation that they were totally alone because they haven't seen each other. So I kind of understand. Even on the weekends,
Of course,
even
it
on the
is.
weekends, they actually they don't see. They
You don't.
didn't see each
Yeah,
other. Crazy, crazy. You live with someone at the same time you don't live with nobody. But keep the things clean. It's I think it's I can say it's a negative, but it's something that you have to pay attention because if you don't, you just accumulate dirty, and
every
it
time,
Right.
and you accustomate. You adapt. It's crazy, right? You adapt with
yeah, it is.
Mess.
the dirty place. Crazy. I can do this.
I don't
I hear
think
that.
like it's adapting to it, but you getting used it. It became a common thing. But at the same time, there is the feeling. You can feel the
Mm.
feeling. At least I feel when my house is a messy. I am like lazy to clean everything, but it is still boring me. Like there is something that I have to do, and I am procrastinating my this task.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think it's some. I don't know, because people are different. Did you already see that girl, that woman in Caldeirão do Hulk, the in the how is the name, my gosh? Da casa, nosso lá não. Sei o que da casa, que reforma a casa.
Yeah, I know what is the program, but I forgot. Meu
Do
Deus,
Google, no?
yeah,
Is
I
do
forgot.
Google?
No, Luciano Huck.
No,
And there is
Actually.
this woman, that this family, and they have I think it's a sick, a disease. I don't know, a mental disease, something. That their house is totally, a messy, and they accumulate. They are accumulators. I don't know. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, my gosh, it's crazy, crazy, and like a chair. There was a chair above the couch, for example. Like crazy stuff, like messy everywhere.
Oh my
And
god.
and then the program, they reformed
Uh-huh.
the house, and made it totally different, clean and beautiful, perfect. And he said, like, why don't you clean your house? Why don't you, organize your stuff? And the woman said, like, because I'm not a bionic woman. Like, what? It's a meme. It becomes a meme.
Uh-huh.
And he said, like, okay, the program will came back here to see your house from here to a year. And she was, okay, so you keep your house clean, organized. And she said, okay. And they came back. They come back like 7 months after, instead one year. And then the house was a mess, like the
I
same as the
the
first,
same. Oh my
the
god.
same or worse. And he asked her, like, why don't you clean it, the house? And she said, like, no, we were waiting make an year to prepare everything.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, crazy
Good.
people,
Crazy.
crazy.
And the whole family went to the same vibe, right? The same vibe.
Yeah, I think it's a mental disease. I think it's not normal. It's not common, because when we are in a dirty environment, we feel bad. We it's not good.
I used to how can I say, see my house as a living being. It's like sometimes I woke up and I talk to my house, like you can breathe now, you woke up, like a living being. It's like the house was talking to me. It's my thing, because I like this mystical environment. I really enjoy it and I really believe. And I always try to make it prettier or beautiful. Or I had a little garden when I used to plant my leaves, green leaves, and I used to do Mary Kondo. Do you know Mary Kondo?
Mm-hmm.
Mary Kondo, yeah, Feng Shui,
I think it is Marie Kondo.
Marie Kondo, yeah.
I don't know.
Marie Kondo.
I used to do Feng Shui, all these things, Zen things. I used to do in my house. And everybody who came into my house, it's like ask permission to the house. It was crazy, but my friends loved. My friends loved. I miss my house very much. It was a really good experience. But now when I came back to my mother's, I came back a totally different person. Totally different person. Now I do a feng shui in my bedroom. It's not the same thing, but it's now the moment. I know in near future I will have my own place. Little
Yeah, I
place.
think it will become with the time. I think every time it's to be. It's to be like like it is. Yes, I think.
Yeah,
So
the
like
house. Sorry,
now
go ahead.
you are living with your mother, but is it time, to live with her, to enjoy the time? Maybe the time will come to you to live alone. I don't know, with your boyfriend.
It's not alone.
I said alone or with your boyfriend.
I think
Option.
Kevin doesn't know the difference between living alone and living with another person
Huh?
or another people
Why?
because you're still confusing.
No, I
Yeah,
said so maybe the time will come to Lorena to live alone or with the boyfriend. I don't know. The time will come. If Lorena it will still with the boyfriend, she will live with the boyfriend. Or
but Kevin, let me ask a question. Have you ever had someone, I mean, like a boyfriend, where you stay long time in his house, like a weekend, and you
like a
stay?
girlfriend? No.
No, never. Why? Did I say something wrong? What happened? Sorry.
No, Kevin is an actor.
What?
It's an answer. Yeah, I'm asking you this because I had a boyfriend once that he was the first boyfriend I dated that lived alone, because all my previous boyfriends were living their parents, but this one was my first living alone. And he was like, "Oh, come here, stay with me," and I stay. When I say it was like a week in his house. And you have to pay attention because you're going stay. And
Yes.
the feeling is like you are a couple, like you married.
Yeah. I know. I know. In the feeling, yeah, in the feeling. I think that it's not necessary to be married, to know. Maybe in the mind, feeling. Maybe you are married, but your feeling is not I'm married with the person, Maybe the person sometimes the person marry you for money, for the passport, so it's it's not the point.
There is something you don't want to tell me, but I want to know. You're gonna tell me later. No
No, nothing. I don't
secret.
have something to say.
I already asked Kevin to marry me and give me the red passport, but he doesn't want.
If you're
I
going to
want, but you give so many money to me. How many? You give to me? How many?
marry, if you're going to marry Raíssa,
It
you're gonna
must be
marry
for
me as
free.
well. So you're gonna be by Gamo. How is the name in English? Bigamo, bigamo. I forgot.
Oh my
I don't know.
gosh. He wants that I gave him like 1,000 or $10,000 or pounds.
Euro.
It's not working for me.
And what about cooking, guys? Because when you live alone, you have to cook. And what?
Yes.
Yes.
You know, when I lived alone, and not now, because now I have a lot of help of my parents. So I cook a little, but not that much because I really don't care about that. But I have help, from them. But when I was living alone and far in another city, it used to be an issue in my life to, learn to cook at first and then make it a routine in my life and learn how to cook good, a good taste and, have a healthful diet. All about that. It's a challenge, but I think it is good to know the basic. It's good if you know how to cook beans and rice and how to um, make a chicken, for example, or this stuff. I think it's basic, and it's important that you know that. But I really don't like. I really don't like it. It's not my thing. But yeah, it's good to know.
Yeah.
How to you?
Uh, I used to do like beans and freeze for a week. And the basic like rice and farofa. What is farofa? How is farofa in English? I forgot. Yeah, flour with butter and vegetables. I don't eat meat. I mean red meat, but I used to buy fish can. Like a tuna or sardinha. I forgot sardinha.
Farofa is crumbs.
Crumbs. Yes. So the basic I did at the same time, and only the beans was frozen. That's what I ate every day. I just ate something different on the weekends when I was in my mother's. But the negative aspect of living alone, one of the negatives in my point of view, was the time you gotta have to clean the house and cooking all the things, all the stuff, because you spend a lot of time doing this. So I didn't like to waste my time. It's not a waste of time. You gotta do it. You have to. So
Yeah, I think I see it like a task, a do that we have to do, but it's not the important. It doesn't should be an important thing in our daily basis. My opinion, like I don't like to spend my time doing that. I prefer that someone else solve it for me. But because I don't have money to pay that someone else, and because I'm a health person, I do it myself. But it's not a thing that I like, or that I really don't like. And it is still being a thing that I have to think about, to worry about, in my life, in my daily basis, in my week. I need to every week or twice a week, like, remember, if I don't do this, nobody will do. So I need to do. So it's, there is a square in my mind with clean the house. You have to clean, and I need to put a check in that square, to make my mind relax, make it, but it's not a thing that I like, definitely.
Yeah. And for me, I don't like to cook. It's the first thing that I want to say. I don't like because I am so bad. And when
Do you
I
know?
did, huh?
Do you know how to cook?
When I was living in Caruaru, I don't know, 3 years ago, more 4 years ago, maybe. I was like, it was challenged to cook my dinner, and when I did some some, how can I say?
Sometimes
No, comidas. How when I did some food
food
meals. Uh,
meal. You
when I did some meal pratos, I won't say this.
mhm.
I didn't like it because the taste is not the same than my mother do, did. So so I didn't like it, you know, my my cookies.
But
Bad.
uh, you never went to the Google and put something like I don't know.
I went, yes, but when I do, it's not
Uh,
never perfect like my mother or like my grandmother or like the restaurant, It's I don't like it. So I prefer when I was living in Caruaru alone, I prefer go to the restaurant to buy uh, and and I eat more, I am more satisfied.
mhm.
Only this.
I remember I used to do a lot of couscous, a lot of couscous, yes, and buy the platine. You know platine? You know platine? Yes. Platine is the banana we call here earth banana.
Mm.
Yeah, but
Is
it's
a is a kind of banana that you can cozy no, cook.
cook. Yes.
You can fry. You can, yeah, fry.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I used to eat. There were some practical foods I learned to survive without hunger. But this is one for me a negative aspect of living alone. The other negative, it's not negative, but you have to do pay the bills, pay the lights, pay the rent if your place is it's not yours. All the things you gotta pay. The
Yeah,
internet.
manage the bills. When I lived alone in the other city, I had to pay my bills, and I had to organize everything, and do counts. Yeah,
Accountability, accountancy, accountability. Yes.
and organize my finances because I need to know everything. How many I will spend with the rent, with the more or less the electrical bills, the water bills, the the food, everything, and the other things, my personal stuff, and save some money to do other things that I wanted to do in that time. So I remember there was a lot of my friends of mine that didn't have this same financial ability that I still have, because we need to learn how to think rationally to manage our money, because if we don't do that, and if we deal with our money in a emotional way, it will always be a lack of money in our life, because we still buy everything we see, we like, we buy. If you are like that, we will have never enough money to do, the things we need to do or we want to do in a long time, because we still spend the money in the present. So I think when we live alone, we must learn how to deal with our money.
For sure. But we learn we learn by living in experimenting. And then you just think twice because you have responsibilities.
Yeah,
But
I have to go now, but see you soon. Maybe we talk later on Skype or
yeah,
okay.
okay,
I think we are
Kevin.
finished as well.
Yeah, we
Okay.
think we already finished.
So please like this video,
Like this
subscribe.
video, subscribe, comment about
If you
what
live
you
alone,
like to do when you live alone, if you cook,
if you want to
what
live, if
your
you already live,
prefer. Huh?
and share this video. Share, subscribe, like,
Yes,
and
and invite your
follow us.
friends to see your channel.
And follow us in Instagram, @las Poliglotitas, and our Telegram group.
Las
And this
Poliglotitas as well.
Yes.
exactly. So see you guys. Thank you.
Bye bye.